All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast here on 1010XL's podcast platform at 1010XL.com. Of course, we are on the app. Make sure you download the 1010XL app. You catch all the archive footage there, or just go to the website. Of course, we're live on Facebook, which we will share all across the social media platform, including YouTube. We're on 1010's Facebook page, and of course, my own personal page. Good afternoon to everybody. Hope all is good. Happy Friday. I love Friday. One of my favorite days of the week. Today's show brought to you by The Carpet Man. Get all your flooring needs at the highest quality and the lowest prices with the best customer service. I mean, what else do you need if you're in need of flooring, whether it's carpet, vinyl, what have you? Make sure you check out The Carpet Man. He's a great dude and has great business, and they take care of people. And don't forget about the luxury vinyl planking, the LVP, baby. That's right. Get it at the lowest cost anywhere else. Also want to mention the shirt I have, Demons Behind Me, and so is the Pass, a clothing line that originated out in Jack's Beach. They were on my show, The Horse's Mouth, about a week ago. Brought me some nice swag. I'm wearing it. You know what? I love the saying, Demons Behind Me. Get them in the back, get them in the rearview mirror, and keep moving forward is a great way to look at it. Of course, I'm in the 1010XL studios. No, there's not a picture of me up, and I don't really need one. I love seeing all the greats, the Freddie T's and the Tony B's.
We need a Tommy Mac in here somewhere.
We need something. But, I mean, Mitch is here, but he's one of the greats, too. And you got the top 25, and you got Florida when they won the national title. And
Bobby Bowden right behind you.
I mean, come on. Coach Bowden, kid me. Who else you got? Alex Rodriguez, David Garrard. Yeah, man. Right there, baby. All right, let's get into it. How do you want to start this one out? We got the schedule we can go over, which we just did. I got them. I'll tell you what, I got them in just a minute. But, hey, I like the Jags schedule overall. 3 primetime games, 2 in London. The London games couldn't come. I think they're perfect. Come week 4 and 5. You play Atlanta. Nobody cares about Atlanta and Jacksonville. So what? Let them go to London, play them in London. And you're playing Buffalo in London. Rather play Buffalo in London than Buffalo in Buffalo. I don't care what time of the year. It's much better. So I tell you what, I like the way it works out. We'll see. It's funny. We went through it, game by game. You're kind of guessing, you're kind of hoping, you're kind of wondering. I'll tell you this about what my picks that I just made on Jaguars today, Graham. And good afternoon to you, my friend.
Hello, sir. How
you doing?
Oh, it's
What
Friday.
is that, Michael Jackson on your
It is.
T-shirt? All right, that's a cool
It's Michael
shirt,
Jackson wearing Air Force Ones.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. We'll have to,
Big
you have
time.
to show Facebook.
One of my favorite shirts.
That one. So I'll tell you in a minute what I got them at, but I have them. People, they're not going to be happy, but I have them in the middle to late in the year when they have Tennessee at home, Houston on the road, and Cincy at home on Monday Night Football. I have all 3 losses for the Jags. Now, Cincy, I got like 1 point loss. I think it's going to go down to the wire. But now, the nice thing about that is it springboards them into winning the rest of the way. So they're going to have a great year, but it's going to be a different year because now the target's on their back. Everybody's got them on tape. Most of the teams put together from the year before. You don't have to really scout other than Ridley, but you can scout him, obviously, for what he's done in the past. So all the, the eyes will be on the Jags. And look, deservedly so. It's great. They deserve these primetime games. They were one of the hottest teams in the year of the year last year. You can't deny that. And I'll tell you another thing. All you guys bitching, moaning, pissing, fussing, whatever, about the Lions opening with the Chiefs. Look, the Lions were one of the hottest teams last year. They were 8-2 as well. I mean, they deserve some prime time also. So I would have loved to have seen the Jags open the year at the Chiefs, right? Well, we can't because they'd be at home. Chiefs are at home, yeah. So that wouldn't work. But, yeah, good for the Lions. They, They've earned that, too, just like we've earned it. Looks like the Chiefs will have 6 primetime games with a rematch of the Super Bowl, Week 11 against the Eagles. Jets will have 5 primetime games. You know why? Aaron Rodgers. But you know what? The Packers have 5 primetime games. Why? You know what I mean? Like, it's the Packers, but they don't have Rodgers anymore. You know what I mean? Like, do you really, I don't know. I think this is a prove-it year for the Packers. Do they automatically get in because they're the Green Bay Packers and what they've done in the past? You know what I mean? I don't know. And they got a different quarterback. It's all quarterback driven. And maybe Jordan Love is the shizzle. Maybe he turns out to be an incredible QB. And like, I'm eating my words. But right now, we don't know that. I wouldn't have given them 5.
If he's not, though, there's going to be some duds on prime time, man.
That's 5 right there. That could be, maybe, getting their butts kicked. I don't know. I found that surprising. The Jets, I understand, because you got Rodgers now.
The Jets, in terms of prime time, they are this year's Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah, like, right.
Brand new, huge free agent quarterback that everybody wants to see on the new team.
Right. Well, let's hope he doesn't end up like the Broncos,
right?
Because that was terrible.
I honestly felt kind of bad for the networks in the NFL and how that turned out last year because everybody wanted Russell Wilson on primetime, and it was terrible.
Al Michaels was like, "Here's another dud." I mean, he was just ripping the games. I mean, publicly on the broadcast, which I found funny, but whatever. No, you're right. And, that's the thing about Rodgers to the Jets. I know it looks great on paper. Looks great. He's seeing the town. Wonderful. I guess you don't do anything in Green Bay. Like you've never been to a public forum before or arena, but he's seeing the town. Great. But that doesn't mean the chemistry is going to be there right away. You just don't know. Hopefully if you're a Jet fan, for you, that works out. And look, he's last 3 years 2-time MVP, so he should be good. But hopefully it's not, like you said, a bunch of duds, because that wouldn't be good, no doubt about it. So look, Giants and Cowboys open it Sunday Night Football. I like that. I like it overall. I really like the Jags. They're going to be set up pretty nice. I don't get caught up in strength of schedule because teams change year to year. You know what I mean? You could have bad year. Look, everyone's counting Tennessee out. I'm not counting them out. I think Tennessee, I don't know if they're going to be vying for the title, but that's not an easy sweep at all. They're going to get their quarterback back, a little bit healthier. Of course, they still got the beast and Henry, and Mike Vrabel always has a tough team. They'll be physical, so I wouldn't count them out. I count out Houston before I count out Tennessee and Indy in that order.
Oh, of course.
In that order, right? So that'll be interesting. I got them beating Tennessee at the last game of the year and killing them. So just so you know, smoking them, as I said, on the.
Well, I think their entire season comes down to Derrick. Sorry to cut you out. Their entire the Titans' entire season comes down to Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry is healthy and Derrick Henry, then they're going to be a major problem the whole way.
But they did not have a passing game at all when Tannehill left. I mean, nothing.
Right.
So I'm not saying he's this unbelievable QB, but you still need, no matter how good Henry is, you still got to have, the quarterback to keep so they can't be loading the box every time. And the guy still had a good year. You know what I mean? So I think they're going to be a little bit
losing
better.
A.J. Brown was huge as well.
Oh, no doubt.
For them.
No doubt. That was a big weapon. And, we'll see if I just think I'm not counting Vrabel out. Tennessee just always, look, last year was kind of an anomaly, but I think they're going to be a pretty darn good team. All right, I do want to get in a couple things real quick. Did you see the Jags video? The release with the guy from Ghosts?
Asher.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was a microcosm long.
Yeah.
I think they could have shaved off about a minute or two.
Yeah.
It's a little long.
Yeah.
And then it didn't have a ton to do with the schedule.
No,
it was sort of like, we made this video and then here's a schedule.
Yeah, right.
But overall, I liked it. I thought it was good.
Listen, it was
I liked
fine.
The participation was funny.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was a little too cute for me, you know what I mean? And when I first started watching, I'm like, oh no, like it was like the video the players did in '99. I was on IR, so I wasn't in it. They did it too early, and then they lost to the AFC champion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember that video came out. I was like, no, videos, no, you're jinxing. So let me just say this to Asher: if they have a bad year, you're dead. I'm just saying, you're dead. We're coming after you for jinxing this team. I don't know. I kind of felt like, and I'm sure it was part of the deal, but I like that Trevor was like, not in, like he's like in the hallway, like, man, leave me alone. Let me script in this thing.
Right.
But nonetheless, it was a little too cute for me, but whatever. You got to fill the time. And other teams are doing it. They are. That's the new thing, this new video. But if you jinxed us, Asher, you're in big effing trouble. That's all I'm going to say. Excuse my effing language. All right, let's also get into this whole talk. Mayor Curry came on the air here on 1010XL, said that, there's renovation plans, big plans for the future in TIAA Bank Field, which would cause the team to relocate for a couple years. Everybody went freaking nuts, like, oh my gosh, all this stuff. He's doing this, he's doing that, blah, 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 blah. Look, first of all, we knew that the stadium talk was eventually going to happen. It already started, right? Prior to this news. I mean, we didn't know it was going to be this major renovation. But look, we knew eventually. Look, and for the record, I like the stadium the way it is. I don't need anything more. I don't. It's fine. Just win games for me, and I'm happy as a clam. I don't need all this stuff. But I get why owners want all this stuff because they make more money and it looks better. And if you're the last team, Buffalo's getting $1 billion plus renovation. Billion. I wonder if that's going to fly here. That's a whole nother debate or talking point. Like, can they come to an agreement to put $1 billion into the stadium? Do they need $1 billion? I don't even know what they need. Okay, but you knew it was coming, and it's okay because that's the way the league has gone. These big facilities that are mixed use, we're set up for it. I mean, think about it. When it's done, it's going to be phenomenal. All of it. It's going to look great. Now, if, and I think it is, I mean, they're starting to do stuff over at the shipyards. You got a great facility in Daly's. I made a suggestion. Well, what if you just built a stadium in Regency? You can practice here. You can do all your stuff. People can stay around here. It'd be an awesome place. And then you take a little quick shuttle down Arlington Expressway and you're right there at the stadium. But if they're going to relocate, so what? And I know I shouldn't say so what like I'm insensitive because I'm not. I get it. First of all, let me back up. When I heard that it was seasons 25, 26, or 26, 27, I'm like, who cares? It's 23. Let's win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, like that's down the road. I may not even be alive then. I don't know. Who knows? For crying out loud on this earth, you just never know what can happen in life.
Catching Up with Tommy Mac will be the #1 podcast on Spotify at that point.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But so look, it's down the road. Fine, it's going to eventually happen. But think about this: the Bears did it. They had to travel 2.5, 3 hours to Champaign, Illinois, where the University of Illinois is. That's where they played 2 years of home games.
The Vikings did it. Now,
they didn't have to go very far because University of Minnesota, So, I mean, look, it doesn't mean anything that you're reading into, right? Now, do other things potentially? Sure. Okay, look, if they can't come to an agreement on a new stadium, that's the one reason that teams move. I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe they're going to work it out. Everything's going to be fine. But that's the one reason. There's more than one, but typically one reason. The city and the team can't figure it out, can't get the new stadium, can't do whatever. What do? They say, okay, well, fine. Then can we go to the NFL and say, we can't get the support. Can we go here? Not fan support, city support, etc. I don't think it's going to get to that point. We know how vital the Jaguars are to our city. And I know there are people out there, we don't need them. Guess what? We do need them. You know why we need them? Because when our Jaguars win, this city goes crazy. That's why we need them. When they win, like they did last year, it brought the city together. Got people happy. Got people out there spending money in commerce and wearing the Jag gear. It was everywhere. It was phenomenal. Maybe you don't get that in the big city. We're not a big city. We're a medium, small-sized city. Right? But that's what makes Jacksonville special. I've said it before. Yes, they are the heartbeat of the city, whether you want to believe it or not. They are. When they do well, I think everything's better in this city. When they don't do well, people are pissed off and down in the dumps, and I get it. We're the only show, no disrespect to the minor leagues at all, because they're phenomenal in their own right, but we're the only big-time show in town. And it's vital to our city. So I believe the leaders, I don't care who's at the helm now, then, next, mayor candidate or whatever, or down the road, whatever. They're going to want this team here. Now, do we need SoFi Stadium with the Taj Mahal? I don't think we do. I don't think that's Jacksonville. Now, that doesn't mean Jacksonville doesn't like the finer things in life, because a lot of us do, but a lot of us are just blue collar, go to work, make a nice living, and are happy, right? We're happy in what we're doing. We're happy with our family, our friends, etc. And we work for every bit of it, right? That's what Jacksonville is. That's what Duval is. Just a bunch of hardworking people that love their team, period. So I think they're going to work it out. You know, again, if they got to move for 2 years, so what? I don't think UNF works. I don't know. You know what they should do? Here's something. Here's another idea I thought of. And in quite, my transparency, like always, I just thought of it. But there's so much land. Skinners, the Davises, they own so much land. Find the driest land and build a Field of Dreams. And then... No, wait a minute. Wait. It gets now. You're not going to make a monstrosity. Make it about 45, 50,000, and then what? Turn it into the soccer stadium.
Does Mark Brunell come out of the bushes and?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
And Leon and you and all the 90s guys. Knock out
a big freaking area in the woods somewhere. It's all over the place. Go up JTP. You tell me you can't find a bunch of land that you could put like a 40 to 50,000 seat stadium that could then be turned into what? Like a little small regional facility, whether it's for, I don't know, other games, other sports like soccer. I don't know. That's what I would do. There's also talk that they're going to renovate while they're in the off season. It's just going to take longer.
It was weird with the Lenny statements, because anytime Mark Lamping has spoken on this subject before, every single time he has always said that the plan will be to still play in the stadium while they renovate.
Yeah.
And that's what the Dolphins did. The Dolphins never relocated. So, right. And the Dolphins have always been the team that the Jaguars have compared to and basically said, this is the plan we want to follow. The design company that they're working with for the renovation. They worked with the Dolphins to renovate Hard Rock and all that. Yep. Hard Rock's fantastic now, by the way. Yeah. But it was just weird. It was just like when Lenny said that, like that had never really been a thing that someone of importance within the situation
things change too. I mean, talks change.
Of course.
Talks break down. Talks start back up. Things go that you think are on the shelf and they pop, they come back into fruition. So, I look, one way or the other, it's going to work itself out, and I believe they're here long term. That's what I believe. Could it be the other way? I don't know. Maybe. You never know in this, game, right? You never know at the NFL. But I tell you what, I get it. Here we are, like, man, we just got off this great year. We got the quarterback, we got the coach, we're ready to rock and roll. Draft, free agency. Oh, here we go. Oh, what? What? They're going to go where for 2 years? What the hell is going on? You know what I mean? You're like freaking out. I get it. But look, short term, what if it was Gainesville, right? To me, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe Orlando, just because it's easy to get in and out of Orlando from a flight situation. But if it was that for 2 years, come on.
I think Camping World in Orlando makes the most sense.
Yeah. As
much as I would want to be in Gainesville as a former Gator and everything.
Know. Well, it's not. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. It's not, because I've been to Gainesville a few times. I don't know if they could. I mean, they could handle the traffic, but the traffic would be pretty rough. I mean, obviously they handle it on college game day, but
which has more people.
Yeah, because more people. Yeah, I guess that come in.
They're not,
so they should be able to handle it, no problem.
That stadium's 90,000. No,
I know.
And it's to the brim with when they play LSU and Florida. But anyway, I think Camping World makes more sense because you don't have to deal with
how about hotels
Saturday
and stuff
games.
Like that? Gainesville got enough hotels for people?
Oh, God, no. The hotel situation's a disaster.
Okay.
Orlando's
got more hotels, I would imagine.
Orlando makes more sense to me because it's a bigger city. What? Hotels would be no problem.
Yeah.
Camping World, outside of typically a kickoff game in college, you don't really have to deal with that many other games throughout the season. Yep. That's the biggest thing to me is you're going to have to directly worry about Florida's football schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have to navigate
you have to work that out. Yeah.
That adds a whole extra layer as opposed to Camping World. You sort of just have it. If you're an NFL team, you can kind of just have it whenever you want.
Right. Yep.
You get what I'm saying. Not whenever you want.
No, I know what you're saying. It's easier to schedule when they don't have games all the time. Right.
And you're correct. It's easier to get to in and out of. That makes way more sense in my opinion.
And if it's for a couple years to get this great thing that's going to be there forever.
Absolutely.
It's okay. And you know what? It's 25, 26. This is 23. Bump that. Kick that forward. Kick the can forward, man.
And
I am.
Not only if it's
Just
to
win.
build.
Who cares?
Not only if it's to build something beautiful and nice and really be state of the art, but also, more importantly, in my opinion, if it is to get that new stadium and finally shut up the moving talks once and for all. Nobody, it's put to bed, it's dead. I'll move for 3 years if I have to. If that means that we're in Jacksonville forever, never have to worry about it again.
Yeah. And I think that is factual. I think that's what's going to happen. Could something else happen? I just told you, if they don't get a deal on the stadium, that's probably the number one thing that gets teams to move.
That is why the Chargers are now the Los Angeles Chargers.
No, right. They wouldn't build them a stadium. They're like, hey, I'm sorry.
And it sucked. San Diego was a phenomenal football town.
And great stadium. Cool place.
And they don't belong in L.A.
No, I agree. I totally agree with
LA's not a good football town.
No, it's not.
They're not even very good for the Rams, and the Rams are the clear number one.
Right.
The Chargers are this weird stepchild now in LA. Right. And they were awesome in San Diego.
The Golden State Warriors when they weren't good, Like nobody cared about them. Or they're the Clippers.
They're like the Clippers.
Yeah.
And the Chargers are pretty good.
Yeah, they are good. They're fun to
watch. To be as good as they are and have their stadium as empty as it is in SoFi, with as nice as SoFi is, it's crazy. It's criminal.
I know. I think they'll find some happy medium ground here, common ground, if you will, because as we all know, the Jags, they're not, look, I think they're vital. To me, they're vital because it's.
Anyone smart thinks they're vital.
Yeah, it's just better for the city.
And
it's not better for the city if they're not here. I'll tell you that much.
And by the way,
better for the city.
I know you'll agree with this wholeheartedly, and we've probably talked about this on the podcast before. If you want to make these negotiations, if you're Shad Khan, if you want these negotiations to be as difficult as possible, lose on the field. If you want them to be as easy as possible, win on the field.
Well, to get city count, I would. You're winning. You would get what do you want?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And we understand that's not. That's not the direct impact.
No, but it matters.
But it matters. Well, you can't tell me that this past season didn't bring extra energy and oomph going into those negotiations. You
More
can't
ticket
tell me it
sales.
100%.
And here's the deal. And look, it is what it is. But Jacksonville, 55,000, maybe more now because of where they're at. But prior to Trevor and Doug and all that, 50 to 55,000 would go no matter what. It's the other 15 to 20 that sit there and be like, no, I'm not spending my time and money to go watch a team that loses. And the way they were losing was pretty embarrassing. And I get that. I can go for free, and if they're not winning, I'm like, nah, I'll probably watch it at home. Right? I mean, it is what it is. And I'm okay with that. But as a former player, I want to earn your ticket. I want to earn it. I want you to come watch me because we kick ass and we win. I don't want it for nothing else. That's you don't owe me nothing as a player. You don't have to go. You go because you want to go. You go because I help you want to go because you want to see us play. You want to see us win. That's why you go. So I'm okay with that. We're not fit. What are we in? 28th year maybe? Right, coming in this year, 28th year? Yeah.
I think 29.
28th. No, 23 will be 28th. So 95 was the first year, 23 is the 28th year, right? Next year will be, because then it'll be 30 on the 25th, right? So 28th on the 23rd.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. 25 more years from now, guess what? That number from 50 to 55, it'll be 60. You know what I mean? And then it'll be, especially if they win. That's how you create the legacy that people go just to go. Because you're saying, yeah, man, they're Super Bowl champs. Yeah, we're in it almost every year. That's when people go. I mean, we're no different than any other city, too, man. Trust me. Teams that suck, they don't go. Those fans don't automatically go. I mean, they want a winner, too, so that's not that much different. But
and it isn't just like you're absolutely right about everything you just said. And even deeper than just attending the games, it's the general vibe that the Jaguars bring the city when they're good and winning.
Yeah.
I mean, the city was electric in December and January this past year.
Well, we come together. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter where you go to church or don't go to church or who you vote for or what you do. Anything. None of that matters. It's like we're high-fiving and hugging each other because our team is winning.
And
that's what makes it great.
And if the Jaguars keep the winning momentum they have and they're going deep into the playoffs and maybe making a Super Bowl appearance or winning one, or if that stuff does come to fruition soon, go to city council and dare them to not strike a deal for stadium renovations.
Listen, it takes two to tango in those deals.
Of course, but
it's going to take a lot of cash.
But
a lot of cash and some financing.
The pressure on city council to vote yes. If the Jaguars are winning and the city is in love with them and the vibe is through the roof because the Jags are winning, I think that makes it impossible for them to not come to some sort of reasonable agreement with Shad Khan.
No, I agree. Winning helps.
If it's 2020, 2021 days and they suck and picking first overall, it's much easier.
It's not getting any better.
Right. It's much easier to be like, hell no.
Well, just look at the Shipyards went 16-0, I think, the vote. That wasn't too long ago. That was during the winning, the excitement of Doug Peterson and Trevor.
Win a couple of playoff games and then have these discussions, man. It's going to go in your favor.
I agree. You know where I stand, man. Winning cures everything. That's for damn sure. All right, I got to get out of here. I got Dad Bod's practice. My guitarist, David Ammerman, on the show. Hey, David. And then, of course, got a beautiful wedding tomorrow. Congratulations to Tyler and Kristen. Looking forward to celebrating with their families and them. And then Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Take care of the moms. They deserve it. They're the rocks. They're the matriarchs. They're the ones that got it all together. And we thank them for everything. So have a great, great day, great weekend. Until next time, stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mack. Peace.